And we are live.
Oh, we should. Hello, guys.
Hello, Laura's under the weather, so apologies for her coughing fits.
Yes, but we have lots to talk about. I just thought of something to talk about like 2 seconds ago, but we'll start with Tony's topic first.
Yes, I thought gun control was a good clickbaity title,
Yes.
even though we all can realize the whole thing with gun control is it doesn't stop the bad guys from getting the guns.
No, it does not.
Because you can actually get a fully automatic military grade firearm on the black market cheaper than getting a semi automatic rifle by your own. I think you can. I think last time I heard a few years ago, some guy said he could go spend $50 or $500 or something like that on the black market, get a fully auto AK-47. Well, a semi-auto version is going to cost you about $1,200 doing it legally. But we need to ban assault weapons, don't you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if people can cross the border illegally, they can bring the firearms with the drugs.
Yeah, probably.
It ain't gonna stop anybody. Most crimes done with illegally purchased firearms, anyways. But in Virginia, they're wanting to essentially get rid of everyone's guns completely. They're trying to pass a bunch of laws. But, shit. Yeah, I really didn't know where I was gonna go with this title. What do
I
you want to talk
mean,
about, Laura? We can come up with something.
to like when it comes to gun control, I definitely think that a person should be well prepared and take classes on guns and safety and shit like that. Um, but like you can't tell if someone gets into manic rage and does stupid shit with it.
You can't help that. Some people just snap. Perfectly healthy people.
Of course, and like the thing is, the person who sells it to them, I mean, they need a profit, and it's not like someone's stupid enough to tell the person that's selling it to them that they were gonna wish harm on people.
And most of these people are first time offenders when they do this stuff.
Right. So, like, I don't really know how you would be able to prevent it unless, I mean,
Well, you see, now they have these things called red flag laws in some states where they remove your right to own a firearm without criminal prosecution, which is actually unconstitutional. Technically, if you take the founding fathers' very broad interpretation of it, which they stated in many articles, civilians should be allowed to have fully automatic weapons and F-16s and fighter jets and pretty much anything the government can have. Because the right comes not to be able to hunt, but to be fight off a tyrannical government. The founding fathers said so themselves. The right to bear arms shall not be infringed. It didn't say the right to bear muskets or handguns or whatnot. They were saying you had the right to own a cannon.
hmm.
Now, I can understand with the more dangerous stuff, putting in some sort of regulation to say, hey, someone guilty of a violent crime should not be allowed legally to possess a firearm. You know, or, people who are guilty of murder and whatnot. Granted, those people should never be let back out of jail, personally. But unless you've been convicted of a violent crime, taking away your constitutional right is just wrong. Uh, could you not hear me, Laura?
I can hear you.
Okay, for some reason my voice just got really loud as I was talking. Okay, this audio is gonna be hard to understand.
Alright, 1 second. Okay, better?
Yeah, there we go.
You should make the title Everyone's Getting Cancelled.
Everyone's getting canceled?
Yes. Because
Why
that's
some.
what the news is this week, ladies and gentlemen. While Tony doesn't really keep up with young people trends, I have lots of tea to spill this week.
Go, please.
Okay, so Um, I have been following TikTok for a while. It has basically been, of course, if you guys know, YouTube with their like ad laws, algorithm, and shit like that. A lot of people are straying away from YouTube when it comes to being a viable source of income. So now people are using TikTok as like their main hustle. Like, you can now do ads on it. Different companies have done like sponsorships with influencers for like, creative videos that are like technically ads but feel more genuine because it's not like, hey, I paid these actors and shit like that to do a TV ad. It's different when, you got someone doing it themselves with creative control, but still seamlessly putting the product in. Well, anyways, with TikTok, there was these like really, really large TikTokers. They're basically known for dancing, and a decent amount of them um, got canceled because they have like a really young audience for the most part. I mean, TikTok in general, I would say I'm one of the older people that's on it, but like there are definitely like way older people that are into it. But the people who follow these specific TikTokers slash dancers, they're on the young side. Well, anyways, um, the one guy who does this, his stuff got leaked basically on Twitter, and then everyone else's stuff got leaked on Twitter. And now everyone's like memeing them, making jokes about it and shit. And
Oh,
basically everyone got canceled.
are we talking as stuff as in their dirty laundry, them getting doxxed, or are we talking nude pictures?
So the main person that got canceled. I mean, like I guess he's like uncanceled now because of how well he's taking the situation. Because when it comes to PR, there's definitely good and bad ways to handle a situation. And in his um, part, he's been taking it pretty good, kind of making a joke out of it and stuff, which is, depending on the person, a good way to go about it. But if you've ever heard, the top dance on TikTok is called the Renegade. And he did that with his
Okay.
dick, basically. So now they are memeing him with helicopters and calling him Chopper.
That's funny.
Um, yeah, or they'll like say spit on it.
Oh god.
um, but another TikTok news. So, like I said before, the largest dance for TikTok, and basically a dance that like at this point, because TikTok's mainstream, this dance is basically mainstream too. It's called the Renegade. Well, a lot of like big influencers ended up, hyping up the dance, and eventually just became like the big thing to do. Similar to when people were doing the Dougie and stupid dances and shit like that before. It became a trend. Well, anyways, a lot of people were making it a big issue. So I guess the story goes is this one girl, I think she's like 14 or maybe even younger. She's African American, and she actually invented that dance like several months ago. She first started doing the dance with like the song, and then the song blew up when she did the dance. And then like a month later, it ended up blowing up, and no one gave her the credit that she like did the dance and shit. And it's only like now that she's even getting any credit. Well, people were like, and like I have no idea, but every single time I feel like people turn something into a race issue when it doesn't need to be. But they were all like, "You need to give her credit." Of course, like she's African American, but like she's not gonna get the recognition because she's black, and like the big people that they basically got, big because of that dance. They're gonna get the recognition because no one wants to see a black person win, and I'm like, it's really not that deep. Why are people making this such a big deal? Like, yes, she did make the dance,
Uh,
but unfortunately, the fact of the matter is, like, even if she got recognition from the very start for this dance, like, the numbers don't lie. These other people are the reason why it got big.
oh yeah, and one I want to say, prove that you invented the dance. By the way, there's lots of people that do that. And you want to know something? You want to make fun of this? Say she
I
don't
mean,
get
that is
recognition.
proof that she made the dance,
Well,
but
okay, but either way, you're talking about this girl who supposedly doesn't get recognition because she's black and whatnot, and these people say that. But here's another idea. Do you know how many white kids invent stuff and it gets stolen by and made popular by big companies and big artists and big celebrity personalities, and they never get credit for it?
right, like if you or me did something a lot of people would say, "Oh, that's stupid as shit. Like why would you do that?" Like put garlic powder on ramen noodles. No one gave a shit about that until Kylie Jenner did that, and she put
Garlic
butter
powder on
in
ramen
her
noodles?
ramen noodles. Yeah.
Oh,
Like people didn't realize that like people like Kylie Jenner and other people mixed like other stuff into their ramen noodles, but it got big because she did it because she's a big celebrity.
okay. For anyone who knows this, who wants to hear, for anyone out there that doesn't know, the way we have ramen noodles, it's not real ramen. They use the same noodles, but they've all been fried and dried and whatnot, and use seasoning packs. If you have,
Which are not good, by the way. Like
they are
the broth,
extremely bad for you.
the broth itself is like tolerable, but the veggies and shit I cannot stomach. I like try to take those out.
Oh no, I don't eat the cups. I eat the packs that just have noodles.
I've been eating the packs solely because I'm lazy and haven't been cooking for a couple of days, but it
It's
gets the job done.
well when you can for like $3 get 24 packs of noodles.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
It's kind of a no-brainer, especially when you're broke. Yes, people, we're poor, as you all know.
I'm just not as poor as him, is the issue. I can afford to have the microwavable kind that's already in a cup.
I don't like the veggies and stuff, so I get the other kind. That way I can make it and get it in the consistency I want in the microwave.
But,
But
yes.
yeah, no ramen though. If you actually go to Japan and stuff ever, there's this place and ramen's made and it'll have like big slabs of meat on it and stuff, and they're these
Yeah, and
huge
eggs
bowls
and
and
stuff.
eggs and green
Like, that's the
onions.
type of ramen that's, like, actually good shit.
You see, that is ramen.
Yeah.
What we eat here is not ramen. It's Americanized ramen noodles. Sometimes it has some stuff thrown in it. It's faux Asian food.
I will say, there are a couple of Asian places that do make pretty close, authentic ramen. I've been to a couple. unfortunately, because people like to say, oh, well, it's not American, we can upcharge a lot for it. Ramen was never supposed to be an expensive thing. Americans made it something like that because they think, oh, it's a new technique. Oh, we never ate this before. If you go to like an Asian restaurant, they'll charge like $25, $30 for a bowl of ramen now.
Yeah, if we go to Japan, there's ramen everywhere. Ramen is cheap food in Japan. Ramen and rice bowls.
Like, I don't know what made it to the fact that we turned into, like, basically steak and lobster at that point.
If you go to a lot of sit down Mexican restaurants, you get the same prices. The food
Yeah,
that's
true.
cheapest for Mexico is expensive here. Which is why I guarantee you, you go to some other countries, you're probably going to overpay for your cheeseburger because it's considered American foreign food. Granted, I think America's really the only country that does that sort of shit, though.
Yeah.
But it's like, you gotta realize all that stuff. But,
I feel like people are getting canceled for, like, stupid reasons at this point.
yes, and it all started with that thing with Alex Jones, and I kind of wanted to say it in a little bit, but I didn't want to really title stuff like that because a bunch of shit with Alex Jones in the title just gets flagged immediately. Even if you
I
should.
feel like the issue is when it comes to being canceled is like when you end up growing your following at like too fast of a pace, like people want to bring you down like however they can. Like people are like these really really big TikTokers
Oh,
are
yeah.
bringing them down by dragging old shit like this one girl Charlie. She's one of the top TikTokers like when it comes to growth and followers and likes and crap. And someone brought up like a video of her like getting into a fight with another girl that was several years old, and yet it's being brought up now for no reason except for drama.
Drama used to actually be good for views at one point. Now it just gets you canceled.
Yeah.
It used to,
Which
because a bunch of pussies couldn't handle getting what they were dishing out.
the only person that I see that when she gets canceled, for some reason has gotten canceled 20 to 30 times and is still doing well, probably because of being canceled so many times, is Trisha Paytas. She's been on YouTube for at least 10 plus years.
Oh,
And she's
yeah.
gotten canceled multiple different times. And I'm pretty sure that's the only reason she stays relevant. She's in a new whatever thing every week.
Oh, yeah. Um, you've heard of InfoWars, right?
I
Alex
haven't, no.
Jones,
What is
crazy
that?
conspiracy theorist.
I feel
He
like I've heard of that name.
he's the one who tried to say Sandy Hook was an act and got sued by the parents. He got
Oh, wow.
deplatformed by everybody. Well, anyways, have you heard of the Rageaholic?
No.
Oh, he's hilarious. Well, anyways, he was doing this thing on people going to other platforms and whatnot, and how Alex Jones had gone to BitChute. We don't go there because BitChute is crowdfunded, but that also means it costs money to upload more than a certain amount. Granted, it's also
I've
easy to
never
make money
even
on
heard
that.
of that app.
It's not an app; it's a website.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
YouTube competitor.
Gotcha.
But essentially, he was on Joe Rogan a while back, apparently, and on the clip uh, that the Rageaholic was using, it had him saying that the government was controlled by NASA, who was a shadow government from interdimensional aliens. So he's gone from genocidal maniacs in government that are just the rich people being assholes and wanting to cull the hood, as it were, make less of the poor people so that they can rule us easier, which, knowing some of the highest rich people, that may or may not actually have some validity to it, to reptilian aliens and interdimensional overlords is where this all went to over the years. I mean, beforehand, his conspiracy theorists were a little out there, you know. Oh, all these shootings are conspiracies, blah, 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 blah. And granted, I find the timing of the mass shootings and the anti gun lobbyists a little convenient, along with some other people showing up at each of the spots, you know, some people being brought in to have a bigger impact and whatnot. However, when it comes to triggering the events, you don't need a bunch of actors. You need one guy to give the order, one guy to relay the order, and one tech down at the NSA to flood the crazy guy's Facebook with ideas. And bada bing, bada boom, you have an incident. That's the thing. They deplatformed the guy, and he was getting because he was saying these defamatory stuff about the families of the Sandy Hook shooting. He was being sued by them, and essentially, he went from conspiracy theory to outright slander. And it was such a big thing that they deplatformed him on everything. And if you ever listen to a show or watch a show, he's always talking about buying this super life, Mare Vitality, mineral water that's going to purify your body and get your testosterone back as a man, and these water purifiers. Essentially, he preaches doom and gloom, tells you don't do anything to stop it, because us fighting back's what they want, but buy my prepper, my doomsday prepper supplies. Buy my water filters.
I'm trying to figure out whatever happened to Onision. That dude used to pull in hella views.
Well, he did say something about I did hear he was saying something about him retiring now. Here's the thing, Laura. When it comes to Onision, he's been in so many legal battles. He is suing the 2020 guy or something like that. Just a second. I can go in.
See, the last video that I saw that he got big on was when he brought up the Eugenia Cuny thing, which that's a whole other bag of worms that could be a whole episode on, to be honest. But basically, after that, I haven't heard much about him. His views were dropping faster than Leafy's were.
Well, let's see. Onision took Mr. Rebsion to court and dismissed himself because he couldn't hold the case while he was wearing a bulletproof vest backwards. Okay? And he also decided to go after... Just a second, let me look up. I can't remember. I believe it's Chris Hansen.
I heard Onision got canceled when people were bringing up stuff about his time in the military.
Oh, he was in the military, but he was and they could have dishonorably discharged him for the shit he was pulling. But Chris Hansen,
because I thought you legally weren't supposed to talk about that much about it.
No, you can talk a lot about what happened as long as you don't talk about anything that is classified.
I talked to someone today who was on active duty and said that they legally couldn't tell me whether or not their stance on politics.
Not while you're in the military. And you can't say it. You cannot say about your politics while you're on active duty, currently serving, and you cannot say it while in uniform.
Oh, okay. Because
then you are looked at as
non-neutral.
You're looked at as representing the military outside of where it's supposed to be neutral on politics. The military is not supposed to take a side.
Right. That makes sense. Because, I called, so my job is calling people, and one of the people said that they were on active duty or whatever.
And cannot answer.
Well, basically all they said was, yeah, I'll be voting, and then I was like, well, okay, so are you, Republican, Democratic, Independent, whatever, and they're like, yeah, I'm on active duty, I legally can't tell you that information.
Yep, because then he'd be stating get affiliated with the military. It's really about keep the military neutral.
Right.
but he bashed against the military and all that stuff and said he had PTSD, and some of the stuff he says he was in, I don't know. He may have actually been in the military, but I believe he's exaggerating some of it. But he actually.
I want to say he was in the military, but I don't
Do you
think
know
how he
who
represents.
Do you know who Chris Hansen is?
I've heard that name.
To Catch a Predator.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes. Onision tried to sue him for harassment after he contacted Onision to get his side of the story, because he was doing a story on the entire Onision thing. And then Onision went and sued the wrong Chris Hansen.
The Chris Hansen, like, he was the...
No, he went to sue the To Catch a Predator Chris Hansen, okay?
Yeah.
But when he was trying to sue him, he sued the wrong Chris Hansen. So some random guy got sued with this lawsuit. It was the wrong Chris Hansen.
That's kind of funny, actually.
So he's guilty of destroying wetlands without proper permits. He's possibly guilty of having inappropriate relations with someone underage. He is a predator. He's guilty.
How old is he? Like 30-something?
I think he's in his 40s.
Oh, for real?
Let me look.
I didn't think he was that old.
34, sorry. He's 34 years old.
I like how you just assumed he was old.
Well, the way he acts, and the way people talk about him going after younger people. But he's manipulative. He's obviously a sociopath.
See, the thing is, part of me, this was a couple years ago, I did actually enjoy a little bit of his content. But there was some content that he made that just made me really uncomfortable. And then when he was with Lainey, that was a weird situation, too.
And then the love triangle.
Yeah, they weren't, like, monogamous, and it was weird.
But apparently he had all sorts of restrictions. And then you had the whole Skylar debacle, which was, I think, his first thing.
And then, like, it was also weird because a lot of his, like, followers were, like, girls, and, like, not girls who were, like, our age, but, like, underage girls. And he'd make videos judging, like, his followers' pictures, and it was very, very weird.
Oh, yeah. No, here's the thing. When I was first getting into YouTube several years ago, and I started the Six Range Production channel, one of my first subscriptions that I subscribed to was Mr. Repsion, because of his Onision videos. Then
Did he,
Some Guy 827. Mr. Repsion got big because he was bashing Onision.
I remember watching his video, but I don't remember anything about him now. Like, did he just fall off the face of the earth?
Onision or Repsion?
Repsion.
No, he still makes videos on a regular basis. I just don't watch him anymore. Because
is he still big?
He still has a little bit of a following. Thing is, Mr. Repsion doesn't rely on YouTube as his sole income. Apparently he's doing some modeling now and some other stuff that he does for money. He always had a job, which other than just YouTube.
I respect that.
I will definitely respect that.
I actually respect, like, a lot of these. What really sucks about TikTok too is the people that have, like, really, really large followings are, like, kind of getting big-headed about it and, like, quitting school or doing, like, homeschool and shit like that.
Yeah,
well, I'm in the homeschool part as well and fine, but I really respect. There's this one particular guy on there that he got really big on, TikTok, and he's gotten opportunities from it, but he's still going to college. He's just doing it online now, and he's going for nursing, and I really respect that.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can get big on the internet. You just gotta put in the effort. Me personally, I just don't do the consistency enough to get big on YouTube or otherwise. I just now
I
years
think
later got my handbrake software working so I can finally start trying to do my $5 bucket reviews that I've been wanting to do.
I think what people don't realize is like the internet is changing so fast, and like there's very few people that are lucky enough to be like Trisha Paytas who are able to stay relevant for that long. So like it's good to have like backup plans, or like if the internet doesn't work out, do regular acting, stuff like that. Like don't make whatever you're on right now just because it's making you money right now be the thing that you quit like a bunch of shit for.
Yeah, here, like, there are currently a couple reasons you should ever quit your job to do internet full time. One, you are a huge movie reviewer. It's just like being a movie reviewer journalist, you just work for yourself, whatever.
Right.
You are a talk show host where you have a big show where you got to put in the hours for your show, Ben Shapiro, uh, Joe Rogan, uh, and there's another one too. The one with change that does change my mind. No, Ben Shapiro isn't change my mind.
I like his stuff.
That changed my mind guy. But um essentially, and then you also could quit really only those, or if you are doing this and you're making more money at this than your regular job and you have other things going on. Like the guy Sinatra says in one of his videos, he mentioned he's a single father with two autistic children. So, and his sole income is from his Patreon and donations because YouTube demonetized him.
Oh
And
wow.
since he is a single father with two autistic sons, I believe, is what he said, he can't really have a regular job. Having
Right.
a
That
regular
makes
job as a
sense.
single parent with two children with a disability, developmental especially, is hard.
See, like, what if my YouTube was popping? Like, if either of our YouTubes were popping, the thing that scares me is like, you look at these big people who have like 1 million subscribers, and the thing is, like, at that point, like, you had clout at one time, but a lot of these channels are dead. Like, some people are only pulling a couple thousand views, so unless you're like really, really hopping right now, you're not making anything off YouTube, even if you have a lot of subscribers.
Oh yeah, because if you don't get those views, you lose your. Even if you have subscribers, if you don't get that much view time every month, you don't get your monetization.
And YouTube's made it harder for like smaller people to even make it on YouTube whatsoever. Like you need 40 hours of, or no, it's 4,000 hours of watch time in a year, and you need 1,000 subscribers. That's like a shit ton of hours.
Oh yeah, for, by going back, we will be at episode 52, and we will have 52 hours by the end of the year of content. By the end of our first year, and actually, we've already been doing this longer than a. Wow, Laura, I just realized this is episode 17. We have
Oh
done
wow.
this. Now, this is our 17th week in a row doing this. Except I do believe we had 1 week we took off because of a holiday or something.
Yeah, that's possible.
But, so, but we only do an hour long show every night, every week. And I'm trying to come up with ideas for side projects once in a while. And I'm happy because my experiment with Handbrake on my new computer, it actually got the video off the DVD without it being complete crap when it came off. So now I can go back and do what I've been wanting to do for a while, which is go in and do a movie review series where I go and I buy a movie out of the $5 bucket every 2 weeks every month, depending on how often I can get it done and, finances and whatnot, and review that movie from Walmart. Because there's some interesting movies in that bucket. And some
That's a good point.
movies. And they're cheap. So my overhead to do something like that with free ripping software that I use is nothing. Almost. What? I don't go to McDonald's one more time that week, and I paid for the movie for the week. And also you could do, which is something I do not agree with doing. You could do what a lot of these reviewers were doing, and when you see the DVD, you realize that they rented it from Family Video and ripped the DVD to get you the footage for them to review the movie.
Oh wow.
A lot of the old Nostalgia Critic videos, you'll see it. It's not even a sold case. It is the rental case from Family Video that he pulls up to show the disc. I'm sorry, but if you're gonna rip DVDs for this sort of use, and you're making that kind of money off of YouTube, and you're making that kind of money off the internet, buy the freaking DVD. You need to just go and buy the DVD, man. Because, I hate to say it, even if you're renting it, that is thievery.
Well, what confused me was, so a movie that came out last year that I really liked was called After, and it got really big. Well, this one girl, she was posting like clips and stuff from the movie, and she ended up actually getting enough views and we'll say views, because this is a popular movie, and she was one of the first people to upload spoilers. You know how people are with big movies. Well, they watched it, and she got enough so that she could put ads on it. And I'm like, please tell me that this movie company is actually taking that ad revenue, because there is no right that you should be getting ad revenue for a movie that you did not help create. You are literally reposting the stuff online.
Oh, yeah, no. You see, my view on piracy is kind of mixed, because I'll admit, I have streamed things on some of those sites. I never paid for it. Ad blockers turned on, so they aren't making any money off of me. But if you're trying to actively, it is one thing to repost something on your site that has ads on your site. It's another thing to repost it on something like YouTube, put a ton of ads on it, and try and make money off someone else's work. At least you have your own website, you actually put some work into the website.
Right. And I was like, I can't believe she's got the audacity to like have ads run on a movie that she illegally put out there. I mean, I will say that there's actually, because of probably timing and agreements and stuff like that, there are a few movies on YouTube that you can watch the full thing and it is 100% legal. But those are movies that are not new.
Oh, yeah.
They've been around for a long time.
Yeah, they have been around.
And it's YouTube that has the ability to do that. They got the rights to post those movies. It's not some random person that just ended up screen recording the movie theater that they were at, which is illegal, by the way.
Yes, very much so. That's why you have all those Chinese characters at the bottom of those screens on those sites when you see it online when it's in the theaters. Because some guy in China recorded it in the Chinese theater.
I just don't understand that, like, so many people don't even think about the legalities of it. Like, when what a lot of people don't realize is when you're, wanting to sell something, if you have, like, a domain, such as a lot of people were like, so it was a picture, and it was of this person making a cake. Like, my friend made me this cake, and it was that whole SpongeBob joke. What's funnier than 24? If you try to like actually sell that to someone, that's illegal to do.
Oh yeah, yeah. People don't think about legalities. Now, if you here's one thing though, Laura. Sites like Mega Upload, Watch Series, the different Watch Series sites, which kept getting shut down, which just did links to Watch TV and whatnot. A lot of these watch sites that we had years ago are down now. Government
Yeah.
and whatnot, they all got legal action against them and taken down. Granted, but places like Putlocker, them uploading it is illegal.
123 movies or Mega Share. I used to illegally watch movies on.
And then there was also another one that I used to watch movies on, but then one day it turned into a site where all the links, instead of being legitimate links, got turned into spam links.
There's only a couple avenues where like it's legal for movies to be on there, like Amazon and
Oh yeah, no,
stuff like that.
we're not sitting here telling you guys don't pirate movies because it's wrong and we've never done it. We're a couple of broke people. When you're broke, pirating movies is kind of part of the equation.
We're just saying don't be a random person on YouTube, record it, and think that you can make money off of the ad revenue.
Yeah,
We're against that.
against that. And you should also never illegally download a movie because you have no clue what's in there. If you're going to do anything, do your research, find a trusted one of those sites. When it pops up, that over ad before you can play the video, exit out of it immediately so you don't get a virus.
Yes, be safe about it because
Be safe about it. Viruses are plentiful there, and you can watch it there because here's the thing: watching it on a stream on an illegal site is kind of more an illegal gray area than downloading it or whatnot, because you didn't download anything. You just watched it on a site. You can play dumb. Where if you download it, now you have taken pirated software. Or pirated movies and whatnot. It's like buying something that's pirated is as illegal as selling something that's pirated. But you don't download it, you get a little bit around that. Granted, I'm pretty sure there's still some legality you can get penalized on, so, don't download anything, and they probably won't trace you, because they aren't going to trace everyone that pops up on that site every day. They're going to go after guys illegally stuff on, like, the Pirate Bay. Yeah. And the problem is because there are things like TV Neon, who do fan subtitles, non-for-profit, of the Kamen Rider and Super Sentai series from Japan, so that we can watch it here in the United States. They have legal permission to do that, and it's free for us. And the companies over there don't care because, buy product and whatnot, and they're not trying to sell to us, really. So who cares and whatnot? It hasn't really been successful there, but they get to see people, it doesn't cost them anything to do the subtitles or whatnot, and they made all their money in Japan. But on each one of those, it says right in there that is a fan sub, not for sale or redistribution. But because you have to download it via a torrent, some ISPs might look at you and say that you're pirating stuff. Because a lot of games have switched to torrents for faster downloads, but because pirates were using that for peer-to-peer downloading, a lot of people get flagged because they're doing too many torrents. They say you've been illegally downloading movies, even though that's not what you were doing. Which kind of sucks for some people. But like me, they couldn't provide. I had to go with Handbrake, and I had to actually go to a different site to get the library file to rip DVDs past the copy protection. But here's the thing: I can legally make that copy for my own use, or for use in a fair use project such as review or criticism. but I cannot turn around and sell that movie or show it to other people in its entirety. Like, let's say, um, your church is holding a movie night for a fundraiser, right? Churches do
Yeah.
that. Well, technically, that's illegal. It's also technically illegal for you to share a movie with a friend, and it is also, or to let them watch it at your house because you have it.
Why is that?
Because the license is for you to view it in the privacy of your own home. But no one can enforce, oh, you went to your friend's house to watch a movie, you're under arrest for copyright fraud. You know, it's nobody's gonna do that. Except maybe Disney, who I think went after the Girl Scouts or something for using a Disney movie to hold a school fundraiser or something like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because Disney's evil. But
That they are.
But piracy is never going to go away, though. That's just the thing. There's always people that are going to want things that can't afford them, so they pirate them, and people who want things but don't want to pay for them, so they pirate them. Or people who can't afford things or could afford things but hate the guts of the people who made it, and don't want to support them but still want to see how much they fucked it up without paying for it. Who will pirate it? That's what I did with Star Trek Discovery. I watched it online illegally. Granted, then I paid for CBS All Access to watch Picard, which kind of destroys my point of what I did for Discovery. I'm talking about Star Trek series, by the way.
Sounded nerdy enough.
Yeah. So, yeah.
How are we doing on time? We're at 49?
46 minutes.
Okay.
We don't really have any viewers.
Did we have any viewers at one
It
point?
spiked up to 2 for a minute.
Was it when we were talking about Onision?
I think so. But they didn't
Of
really stay
course.
long more than a few seconds. We need to find some way to get this worked on.
Yeah, well, I mean, if there's no viewers, we might as well cut it short. I mean, we're close to it anyways.
Yeah.
But I will say the topics, if you guys enjoyed it, we definitely have things to talk about, as per usual. We do talk about government, political
We talk about whatever was on our
issues, different
minds.
groups,
Granted,
current events.
Granted, at some point or another, we may have to reband the podcast to something that, other than calling it overtime. Because when I looked it up, I think it's getting confused with people doing podcasts about sports.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll turn it into like the After Work podcast or the Random podcast or something. For right now, we'll keep it the same name. You can find us on SoundCloud. Our iTunes has been approved for our RSS feed. Yay us. Granted, I can't find it in the search, but it's at least up there. It's just not searchable yet, for whatever reason. But you can find us on SoundCloud. For whatever reason, the first 3 episodes of the show also did not get transferred to iTunes. So I don't know. Also, I finally got a handbrake working as I was saying, so depending on my experiments and how my writing the scripts goes, I should be getting those $5 bucket reviews I've been promising for the last 4 years going here soon. Maybe. Maybe I'll be able to do that now that I have a new computer and the program is actually working. Or at least it worked on the one movie I tried, which was Alita Battle Angel. So if it works on that new movie, it should work on the older one too. But beyond that, I don't really have much to say or many announcements of any kind. Anyways, have a good night, guys. We'll see you guys next week, and hopefully we'll be a little more prepared.
Yep.
So, have a good one.
Bye.